We've got some huge progress today, and we've also got some things that I have screwed up along the way. When I started this channel, I always told you I would let you know when I screwed something up so you didn't follow the same mistakes that I made. So at the end of this episode, we'll take a look at some of the top 3 things that so far I wish I could have done differently on this garage build. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Detached Garage. Today's episode is about a lot of progress, but then also some things that I really wish I could have done differently on building my garage. And I want to pass that knowledge on to you so you don't make the same mistakes when you're building your garage. So stay tuned to the end of the episode for that. But first, let's talk about progress. It might not look like we've made a lot of progress overall, but we have made some huge progress to get to the next step of what we need to do. So come with me. Let's take a walk into the garage and talk through what we got done today. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to take a look upstairs. All right, guys. So if you remember last episode, we were working on putting the plywood up along the wall up here in the loft area. And I wanted to start down here and kind of show you what we did. So we've got the stairs that retract up into the loft area. And what we did today, huge progress, is boxed in an area so that this is safe when people are up there. Now, this space is empty right now when the stairs are in the down position, but when they're up, the stairs retract into this stud bay and stay up here. So we needed to continue the wall in this area and then run the wall all the way down to the end of the garage. So let's take a walk upstairs and I will show you how we did this and what we did. So coming upstairs here, we have the area where the stairs go. So we put a few, basically not quite sisters because we didn't put them up against the wall here, but cross braces up here. And so the one thing we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to get some C-channel metal to protect the wires here, and I will put that over the top. But what we did is we laid this Advantech flooring down, we cut it to size for this stud bay, and we put up these 2 walls right here. We're leaving this one open for now because we do have to cover all of the spray foam with a fire-resistant paint. And so we're going to leave this wall section off until that's painted, and then we will put it up. In fact, here's the wall section right now with the notch that will go up on that wall over there. So the other thing we did is we got all of the railings, or all of the walls up around the edges here. Lots of work went into it. Tools all over the place. I'm literally filming this as soon as we got done. But all the walls are up. We've got everything abutted to the end wall, and we still have this area here that we have to create a door for, where the stereo rack is going to go right here and the ERV is going to go right there. But I feel a ton better, lots of progress about this upstairs area and having the kids come up here and be able to play around once I get all the tools cleaned up. So I know this doesn't look like a whole lot, but it is a huge step forward on the next major milestone of the garage build. And what's that next major milestone, you ask? Paint. And we are trying to get paint on the entire ceiling of the garage. The first coat of paint will be the fire-resistant paint, basically from the top plate up across the ceiling and everything that has exposed spray foam. We will then come back and do a second coat of paint to paint all of the trusses black, all of the uprights black, and anything above the top plate will have a nice black finish where the ceiling will just kind of disappear. So you kind of won't be able to see this open area here if you're looking up. Anyways, the next milestone to get that done is to finish the insulation. So you can see the insulation we have here. We still need to go all the way around on all of the top area of the garage. We also have to do any cuts, any stud bays that required cuts. I did not do that yet. And then we just got to move some material out of the way here and finish this up over here. But that is the next big milestone in our way to get paint done. Because with using the scissor lift, we really need to get the insulation off the floor and get that out of the way so we can drive the scissor lift around and get all the paint done on all of the ceiling. But I think the big thing you really want to know is, where are the 3 areas that I really screwed up? Well, let me tell you about those areas, and one of them is right here in the background. It's raining outside, wonderful spring in Wisconsin, but as you can see, even with our new garage doors, we've got some water coming underneath, and that is because we incorrectly pitched the area between where the garage door closes and where it meets the garage, or where it meets the driveway outside. So let me put this garage door up and we will show you what I'm talking about. We'll get the garage door install video in a little bit, but I wanted to show you what's going on here. So as you can see, we have this area right here, which has been brushed, and you can kind of see that line on there. The garage door comes down right here. And so this little area is actually pitched back towards the garage. We thought the garage doors were going to come out farther, but they don't. So just this little area being pitched backwards this little bit is letting the water under the door. We have a great seal on the bottom of the garage door. You can see it here. It's a really, really nice seal, but it doesn't do a whole lot when it goes along the side and comes in through the side. Why is this a big deal, and why do you need to worry about it? Well, this 2x6 here is getting wet on the bottom, and this can lead to rot. So what we're going to do is, when we do the floor coating, we are going to re-pitch this a little bit. We're going to grind some of this concrete away, and then we're also going to caulk around this bottom portion a lot better to try and eliminate this from happening. So not ideal, but this is number 1 on my list of where I screwed up in building the garage. So area number 2 of where I screwed up is right by area number 1. It is over here in the corner, and it is to deal with this PEX. And this PEX comes out of the ground very far away from this wall. Now, not a huge deal, but the reason we had to do this is I actually have this PEX fastened to the wall, and they had said that, oh, you have insulation on this side of the PEX, and it needs to be on this side of the PEX to prevent freezing, even though this entire concrete slab is going to be heated, so the heat is going to radiate through whatever. The inspector made me change it, so we had to push this out farther, but then we forgot to fasten it back to the wall. But this whip is long enough where we can just fasten it up here. It'll be a little bit away from the wall, and that won't be a huge deal because we are going to build a little closet over here and a lot more coming on that. Another thing, it's not really a mistake. I just haven't gotten around to it because the weather's been so terrible. You can see some of the water seeping through the wall here because of the block. We do not have gutters along this ridge line yet. So all the water is just falling straight down, splashing up onto the wall and soaking this area here. So 2 things, we need gutters outside and we need to seal the outside of this concrete wall. Have not done that yet, but we will get to that later. Let's move on to the 3rd thing I really wish I would have done differently, and that is to deal with water again, is this 1-inch PEX that comes out of the ground. Same thing, we didn't fasten it to the wall close enough, but the biggest thing here is poor planning, and I wanted to talk about that. I wanted a hose spigot on the outside of this house, somewhere along this back wall here. And so I said, all right, well, let's put it in the corner farthest away, then we can get the hose out on the outside to water the grass outside. Not a big deal. But the big deal is, because I put this right here through the concrete, now we are going to have to put the valve and the fittings to get through the wall, because I need a frost protected said spigot on the outside. So now this is going to have to come up into the cabinets because my workbench is going to be right here in this area here. So it's going to kind of come around. We'll have the lift post like back here, and then this will be the workbench area, and then we'll have upper cabinets. The TV is going to go right here, but now we need to have this pipe going through one of the cabinets. So I wish I would have moved this over to more of the center of the wall here, and we would have had the spigot right here, even though we wouldn't have as much reach into our yard back that way. Just poor planning. We'll work around it. But something to think about when you guys are doing your garage, and if you have water coming into your garage, make sure you know, have a rough idea of where your workbench is going to go, so you don't run either water or electrical up through where it's going to disturb your workbench and your cabinet area. So as I said in the beginning of this episode, the big reason I started this channel was to help you guys learn from my mistakes. I wanted to share them. You can call me stupid in the comments if you want, whatever. I want to help share my mistakes with you so you can build your garage better and help fill the world with more awesome garages. I got a little sneak peek of what the garage door looks like back here, but you will have to stay tuned for the next episode on that when we do the garage door install video. And then hopefully in a few weeks, once we get a lot of this taken care of, we can go and get siding on the building and get some awesome before and after shots of those Clopay garage doors going up. But I am so glad we did the black hardware on this. It is going to blend right into the black ceiling when we get all this painted. It is going to look phenomenal. Thank you so much for sticking along with the channel. If you have any questions about mistakes that I've made, if there's mistakes in other videos, please put them down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching Detached Garage. Have an awesome day.